our commandant, he was the leader of the camp, the German leader, he received an order from Buchenwald. That was another camp that we have to be relocated to Buchenwald, and we'll have to go on a march on foot to arrive to this destination, which was at least 300 miles away. So we were put on this, what they call nowadays a death march, and we marched on the highway during the day, and with very little rest and very little food, and heaven forbid that you should feel weak and try to rest, because they were very harsh at us. And for the night, we had no lodging as such, so we slept in the ditches. And this went on for 3 days. The third day, we have noticed that the guards were somehow thinning out. And a group of us decided that our life is really worth nothing, so we might as well try to escape. The worst they can do, shoot us, kill us, and that's it. So during the night, we were going through an area that was more or less a farmland, and we spotted in the distance a barn. So we crawled one by one, and we reached the barn, and that was filled with hay and manure and pigsty and all the things unimaginable, but we really didn't care. And we hid there, about a dozen of us, and literally shaking in our boots that if we are found, how bad will it be, and so forth. But nevertheless, the morning came, and it brought with it 2 soldiers coming towards us, who turned out to be American soldiers, sent out as scouts, trying to find the group of us who were in different clusters. And this is how I was liberated.
And why were the guards, you said they were thinning out?
They were thinning out because they were saving their own hides.
Because they knew the Allies were coming in.
The Allies were coming, so they knew they will be arrested, and they tried to escape every which way. Some of them, maybe they lived in that vicinity. I really don't know the answer, but they escaped. Some of these guards were arrested later on, and I read documentations about that. And one of the worst one even got about 3 years of prison, so not enough, but that was the justice.
I was just trying to figure out how long you, so...
It was about, I would gather about 18 hours. It was 18 very long hours.
So the war was really like almost
over. But evidently the war was closing in. This must have been about March 30th. And the war ended, the European war ended May 7th. So, but the American military was in the area. So we were legitimately saved by the American soldiers. So then what happened, they would bring us into this little village that was adjacent to the barn and tell the Bürgermeister, which is like the mayor of the town, to find lodging for us. So each family had to give up a room in their home to put us up.
Was this in Germany?
In Germany, yes. It was in the vicinity of, between Marburg and Kassel, Frankfurt am Main, in that general area. So then we were lodged in these homes, and both the military first and then later on the Jewish agencies took care of us as far as food, and then the care packages that came from America gave us the clothing. We had nothing. So it was a very difficult recovery time. And I just want to add one more thing here. Even though I was free already, maybe a month or 2 or 3, subconsciously I was not, because I would walk down the street, a totally free person, but I felt that the guard was right next to me. I could not shed that for the longest time. Such a tremendous impact they had on us. Many other areas too, but I mean this was the most vivid one. And of course I had nightmares for the longest time afterwards.